draw this adorable cartoon Stitch? Then grab yourself something to draw on, something to draw with, something to erase any mistakes you might make, and something to outline your doodle in when you are done drawing. Don't forget the crayons, the markers, or the paint. Let's get started. On our little Stitch. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go about the middle of the paper, and I am going to make a very slightly curved line, and I want to try to keep it in the middle. I want to leave maybe 2 inches on both sides because we got to be able to get Stitch's big ears into this picture. So I want to make sure that I do leave some space for that for when I get to that part. I'm going to come up to the top of the head, and I'm going to curve down and kind of round it right into that original line. And I want to leave a little gap at the top because Stitch has some little pieces of fur that kind of stick out. So now I've got the basic shape of his head. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to add just a couple little sprigs of hair. So now I've got Stitch's head drawn on. Now I can come over here and do his ears. So his ears are going to come out from about the middle of his head and the bottom. So I'm going to come up here with a curl, and I'm going to curve it around just a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to come from the bottom out a little bit and stop because we're going to add that little, he's got like a little cut in his ear. We're going to curve down, kind of like a banana, and then we're going to take a little V shape out of it. And the other ear is going to kind of be the opposite. So the little V chunk is down here. It'll be up here on this ear. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. Curve down and around into about the same space. And then I'm going to curve down a little bit here. I'm going to take my little V chunk out. And then I'm going to curve down and in. And there are Stitch's ears. So now we have his head and his ears drawn in. Let's go ahead and draw in his face so he looks a little more like Stitch. So down here at the bottom, I'm going to create just a small rounded ended rectangle. And this is about the area where his mouth is. So you don't want it to be too big. You want it to be rounded on the ends to come around and round, and I'm leaving about 1/2 inch on each side. Then we're going to draw his big nose. So he's got a very big rounded triangular nose, and I am almost touching, put a little line there. So I'm almost touching his mouth, but I'm not quite touching his mouth. I'm actually able to draw a very small little line right in the middle. Now I'm going to come over to the sides, and we're going to add the curved lines for his eyes. And they're almost an avocado shape, this area around the outside of his eyes. And we're going to do that on both sides. So almost like an avocado. And then inside each eye, we are going to make almost an egg-shaped part for the black part of his eye, and you want those to kind of be the same on both sides. So try to keep them in the same spot. Let's go ahead and give him a little shine mark. And if you have your marker, you can color it in now. If you do not have a marker or whatever material you are going to use to outline, then I would wait. Do not color it in with your pencil because your pencil will smear and muddy up whatever medium you are using to color in your doodle. So let's go ahead. I'm going to finish coloring in his eye here. And his nose is not black, his nose is like a dark blue, so we will leave his nose alone. So now we have Stitch's face. He's starting to look a little more like a Stitch to me. So now we're gonna work on his arms, which are gonna be coming down, and then we will add in his feet to kind of finish him off. So I'm gonna make a rounded shape right here, and I'm gonna try to come over the exact same part on the other side of his body, and I'm gonna do the same thing, and this is kind of like his shoulders. And we're going to come down with those on both sides. And they're going to get a little wider as they come down. And they should not be touching, but they should be kind of close together. And then we're going to round this out. A little more round than probably what I would do if I was doing like a dog or a cat's paws. I definitely want a bigger U curve there. And that's because this is his hand. So now we're going to go through and add 3 triangles for his little nails. Trying to do one in the middle and then one on each end. And then right in the middle here, we're going to do a nice straight line to connect the bottom part of his body that's sitting on the ground. And just above that, we're going to create a little U curve because he has a darker gray and a lighter or grayish blue, and then he has a lighter blue up here. So I'm going to come up here and add in a couple little squiggles for some fur. Now we're going to go ahead and add in his legs. So I'm going to come down here with the sides of his body, and we're going to do that on both sides. Try to keep it even. And then he's got circles for the base of his feet. So if drawing a circle is hard for you, find a stencil, find something that is circular, or else just try your best. So I'm going to just try to get in a nice big circle shape. And it's not, I don't really want it touching my arm. If that's what happens, that's okay. But I do want it a little bit away. So there's my circles for the bottom of his feet. And then I'm going to give him 3 toes on those, 3 little nails, just like he has on the ends of his paws. And at the bottom here, we're going to go right from the bottom at an angle back towards his body, because that would be the back part of his leg. If you have any room up here, like I do right here, we're going to add just a slight curved line. I don't have any room over here, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then on the bottom of his foot, we'll add another smaller circle to be the inside of his paws. Look at that, we finished Stitch, guys. Look how cute he is. Now we just need to color him to make him definitely look like Stitch. So this would be a great time to pause the video. If you have not outlined your doodle, go ahead and outline him, and then we will get coloring. I am going to color with my Crayola Twistables, but you can color whatever you like. Grab paint, markers, crayons, whatever you have at home that works for you, and let's get coloring our Stitch. Look at how adorable our little Stitch turned out. I hope that you had fun drawing with me today. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe and share. Let everybody come join in on our fun art drawings. And I cannot wait to see yours. Please make sure that you add a decoration to the background or make him your own. Maybe he's waving, maybe he's happy, maybe he's sad. It is all up to you because you can create your art however you would like. I cannot wait to see you again. Have a great day. Goodbye.